Hey guys, welcome to Sissy's Savories and Sweets. So we have been talking a lot about those snowball cookies or Mexican wedding cakes, Mexican tea cakes, whatever you guys call them. They're traditional in a lot of families. But I wanted to show you a trick to save money and maybe some time. So the recipe calls for pecans, and I buy mine basically chopped but not crushed, and you need them chopped for the recipe. So I'm going to show you a little tool I have that I bought that will make chopping your nuts so much easier. Y'all know how to mix up recipes for cookies, but I want to show you this trick. So I'm going to turn the camera here. And I have the recipe posted already on the page. So it's, I think it's like 6 ingredients: butter, powdered sugar, salt, flour, and some vanilla. And there's another tip for that, but let me just show you this. This is a chopper. It's a Pampered Chef chopper, and it's fabulous. So just put your nuts on your board, and it's loud, so don't let that annoy you. And it calls for a cup of nuts, but look at that, you guys. Look at the difference in texture that you can just chop up in no time. A couple of quick whacks with your chopper. And this is one of the best tools I've ever worked with. I love nuts. I would not want to have to chop those by hand because that would take forever. So get your nuts on your cutting board. I don't remember how long I've had this, but it's been the best. I pulled it out and used it more recently because I love it for onions, and you can use it for other things because Grandma loves onions, so we'll chop onions. A quick fat wax. And I think I'm at about a cup. So again, this is for the Mexican tea cakes or wedding cakes, and it calls for a cup of nuts. So this is the Pampered Chef, I think it's called a chopper. And it has a base, but I just put mine on my cutting board to make it easier. So real quick, here's the other tip, not necessarily a trick. Calls for a cup of butter, which I set out last night, and your powdered sugar, which you're gonna mix. That was a half cup of powdered sugar. And I have my little handy dandy whisk. This does not have a lot of wet ingredients, just the butter basically. This is kind of a dry dough. And if you guys, this is traditional in so many families. So you're just gonna blend up your butter and your powdered sugar. And then you'll need more powdered sugar for rolling your cookies in, but that gets a nice creamy, look at that, in no time. This is that Danish whisk I bought. So whip up, sorry. Now, most vanillas are brown. You know I love my Mexican vanilla, right? This stuff is clear. This has the exact same flavor profile as the brown vanilla, but it's clear. So if you don't want your cookies to have that brown tinge to them, I bought this online, and this calls for 2 teaspoons. I am gonna measure this generously of vanilla. Oh, you guys, I wish you had smell-o-vision here. So again, it's clear. Let me move my fingers out of the way. It's a clear Mexican vanilla, and it's fabulous. And it's great for anything that's a white cake base. Oh, the smells, you guys. There's nothing better. Okay, so there's my butter, my powdered sugar. This is my flour, 2 cups of flour with the salt in there. I'm just gonna whip that in. If you want a nice, easy holiday treat, and this can be done any time of year, I have my oven on because I'm gonna bake these in one bigger batch, but you can use your air fryer lid if you have one. So I use my chopper from Pampered Chef to chop the nuts into that super fine. I'll get them back in the picture in just a second. So you have to kind of work this dough because, like I said, there's no milk in this, but there is dairy. I would not recommend using a vegan butter. You can try it, but it might not hold together. I asked a friend of mine who does these if she thought that would work, and she didn't think it would. So I might just try it one day to see how it works. Okay, now the nuts. Remember, I chopped those nuts from whole to super fine crushed. So I'm gonna put in our nuts. And it calls for a cup. Let me get my blade out of my drawer. Someone's getting one of these soon. If you remember, I've got that Thanksgiving packet that has the blade, and I'll show you what else it has. I'm gonna use one right now. Let me just clear this area here. Okay, the other thing that they're getting for their Thanksgiving packet is these non-stick baking sheets. So I'm gonna whip up the rest of my dough and just combine those nuts into here. So what you're gonna do is roll these into balls, make sure your hands are clean. And then when they're done baking in about 20 minutes, you're gonna roll them in powdered sugar right when they come out and roll them again. But I wanted to show you those couple of tips. One was the chopper and one is the Mexican vanilla. So see the dough is kind of wet and sticky. Again, no oil. Only liquid is the vanilla and the moistures from the butter. These make the best cookies, you guys. I have been craving these ever since we were posting them and talking about them online. So you can use a cookie cutter or a cookie baller if you want. Just combine that dough. I'm gonna get my small one out. I have a kitchen drawer full of utensils. I haven't made these in years. They're wonderful. I'm trying to look at your comments and do the dough. So I have the small cookie baller. It's like the really small one. I'm just gonna put it in my hand and ball it up. These do not rise. They stay the same size. So you don't have to worry a whole lot about spacing, but make life easier for yourselves. Use the tools you have. So I have the Pampered Chef chopper that I used to chop my nuts. I have the Mexican vanilla that's clear, so my cookies don't have a funky, and if you have plain vanilla, that's fine. Don't worry about the vanilla. I just want to show you that it is available. So, and I've got the small cookie cutter, and that's also a Pampered Chef item. So, I'll finish rolling these up into a ball, but I just really quick wanted to post for you guys. Let me just wipe my fingers off here and get the camera back up. Don't let holiday cooking stress you out, for one. Those are super easy. 6 ingredients. You can't beat it. And whip up in no time. It's a 20-minute bake time, so easy enough. 325, a lower temp oven. When they come out, you roll them in powdered sugar, and then let them cool a bit, and then roll them again so that they're done. 6 ingredients: flour, salt, butter, some vanilla, and the powdered sugar, and that's it. So you guys try these cookies, do them for Thanksgiving, do them for Christmas. They're great for packaging up for a gift. You will love them. So once again, happy cooks, cook with love. I love you guys. Have fun with this recipe.